Kids who accidentally cause their parents' divorce. How did you do it? I was 8 years old when I accidentally destroyed my parents' marriage with a single sentence at the worst possible moment. My dad worked construction and was gone most weekdays, usually getting home around 6 p.m. covered in dust and exhausted. My mom worked part-time at the bank and was always home when I got off the school bus at 3:30. For months, I noticed this pattern where mom would have this friend named Danny over during the afternoons. He was younger than my dad, maybe late 20s, with a nice car and always brought me candy or small toys when he visited. I thought Danny was just a family friend. He'd help mom with things around the house, fix the leaky sink, move furniture, normal stuff like that. Sometimes I'd find them talking quietly in the kitchen, and they'd stop when I walked in, but I didn't think anything of it. Danny would always leave by 5 p.m., well before dad got home. Mom would tell me not to mention Danny's visits to dad because daddy works so hard and doesn't need to worry about house repairs and boring adult stuff. Made perfect sense to my 8-year-old brain. Adults had weird rules about everything anyway. This went on for about 4 months. Danny would come over 2 or 3 times a week, always when dad wasn't home. He'd bring me homework help, we'd watch cartoons sometimes, and he seemed like a genuinely nice guy. Mom seemed happier on the days Danny visited. She'd laugh more, smile more, even cook better dinners. I loved seeing her in a good mood because she'd been kind of sad and stressed before Danny started coming around. One Thursday in November, everything changed. Dad came home from work early around 4:15 because his job site got rained out. I was in the living room watching TV when I heard his truck pull into the driveway. "Dad's home early!" I yelled toward the kitchen where mom and Danny were having coffee and talking quietly. I heard chairs scraping, hushed voices, and the back door slamming. When dad walked into the house, mom was standing alone in the kitchen looking flushed and nervous. "Hey buddy," dad said, ruffling my hair. "How was school?" "Good. Danny helped me with my math homework again today. He's really good at fractions." Dad stopped moving. "Danny?" "Yeah, mom's friend Danny. He comes over lots of times when you're at work. He brought me those Pokemon cards last week, remember?" The silence that followed was terrifying. Dad looked at mom with this expression I'd never seen before. Cold and angry and hurt all at the same time. "Who is Danny?" Dad asked mom in a voice that made my stomach drop. Mom's face went completely white. He helps around the house sometimes." "What kind of help?" I jumped in, trying to be helpful. "He fixes stuff. And yesterday he was in your bedroom helping mom move the dresser." Another horrible silence. Dad's jaw clenched. "Move what dresser?" "The big one by the window. Danny said it would look better on the other wall. They were in there for like an hour moving furniture around." That's when I realized I'd said something very, very wrong. Mom looked like she was about to cry. Dad's hands were shaking. "Go to your room," Dad said quietly. "Now." I spent the next 3 hours listening to my parents have the worst fight of their lives. Yelling, crying, doors slamming, things being thrown. I heard words I didn't understand but knew were bad. Mom kept saying, "It's not what you think." And Dad kept saying, "Don't lie to me anymore." At some point during the fight, I heard mom confess that Danny wasn't just helping with house repairs. They'd been having an affair for months, and my innocent comments about him being in their bedroom had exposed everything. Dad moved out that weekend. They tried counseling for a few months, but it was over. The divorce was finalized 8 months later. For years, I blamed myself completely. If I hadn't mentioned Danny, if I hadn't said anything about the bedroom, maybe they could have worked things out. Maybe mom would have ended it with Danny and things could have gone back to normal. I tortured myself with what ifs. What if I'd understood that Danny was supposed to be a secret? What if I'd kept my mouth shut when dad came home early? What if I'd been smarter and realized what was really happening? My therapist later explained that I didn't cause my parents' divorce. Mom's affair caused the divorce. My comments just revealed what was already happening. But at 8 years old, all I knew was that my family fell apart the day I told dad about Danny helping mom move furniture in their bedroom. The worst part was that Danny disappeared completely after that day. Never saw him again. So not only did I destroy my parents' marriage, but I also lost what I thought was a genuine friend who cared about me. Turns out he was just using me as cover for his relationship with my mom. Bringing me candy and helping with homework was probably his way of making sure I liked him enough to talk about him positively if dad ever got suspicious. I'm 34 now, and my relationship with both parents is good. Dad remarried a wonderful woman named Lisa when I was 12. Mom ended up marrying someone else entirely, not Danny, and they seem happy. But I still carry guilt about being the kid whose innocent honesty accidentally exposed an affair and ended a marriage. Even though I know rationally it wasn't my fault, there's still this part of me that wonders if my parents might have found a way to work things out if I just kept quiet that one afternoon.